Today, I'm going to teach you an easy technique for manifestation that is incredibly supportive of your desires and propelling you into action and really getting results. So, before we get started, I am Ashley from theawakenstate.net, and I am all about personal empowerment, emotional healing, Kundalini awakening, manifestation, and ultimately really bringing the practical edge to spirituality. So, if you'd like to subscribe and stay tuned for next week and for all of the weeks to come, subscribe below and make sure you give this a thumbs up if you like it. And let's get started. Hey guys, it's Ash from theawakenstate.net, and today I want to talk about a powerful manifestation technique that you may or may not be using. So, one thing that when it comes to manifestation is we hear so much talk about limited belief work. We hear so much talk about I have to overcome all this baggage, I have to overcome all of this karma, I have to overcome and heal this before I feel enough, I have to do this before I feel enough, I have to do that before I feel enough. And what happens is we kind of get propelled in a vibration of limitation. Now, I'd like to state there's nothing wrong with bringing awareness to your limited beliefs, what needs to be healed, what needs to be cleared, what needs to really be in this space of what do I need to let go. However, the toxic trap that happens, and this happens so much in the personal development world, is we stay there and we don't go beyond that. And instead we fixate, obsess, and are addicted to it like it's become a habit of I have to heal myself, I have to fix myself, I have to overcome this, I have to earn this, I have to prove my worthiness, I have to be in a space where I am personally in alignment. But in order to be in alignment, I have to overcome this, I have to heal this, I have to let go of this limited belief, I have to let go of this limited belief. Then I have to make sure that I'm in a state where I am in alignment to receive. So I force myself to be in a higher vibrational state to receive. And what this does is we're acting from the state of the desire versus the embodiment of the desire. So let's flip this. I want you to think about what would it be like to be in a space of the embodiment of the desire versus the state of the desire. And so how you do this is through a really simple manifestation technique. And before we go into the technique, I want you to think about it like this. So many people are focused on what they don't want. Now we are doing this in a space where we are unconscious to it. So our ego likes to show us all of the ways we are in resistance to the desire. And what I like to call is this is a victim-inducing mentality where we are in a holding pattern towards what we want. So for this technique, what I'm going to teach you is how to stop the holding pattern from wreaking havoc in your life, and instead you are starting to propel a new momentum that is from the embodiment of the desire versus the state of the desire. And so if you've done my manifestation challenge, you might have heard a little bit about it. So you can find the manifestation challenge in the channel. I'll leave the link below so you can dive into that if you're excited to try that out. So basically the manifestation technique is the spider web effect. And this was actually a technique that was shown to me and just kind of downloaded into my consciousness from my guides, higher self, whoever you believe in. And what I really was shown is we have to go beyond the desire. So sometimes we think that the desire alone is enough. And what I found is that isn't always the case. Having the desire is just an idea. It's kind of like when we have a fantasy in our head. We suddenly are propelled with this beautiful fantasy of like how we wish things would be. And so we have this idea. Now, this idea, because we've been shown it, it means it is available. And because it is available, that desire is longing to be met. Now, what normally occurs is we stay in the state of the desire versus the embodiment of the desire. So we stay with our desire in our head, and it becomes nothing more than a pipe dream or fantasy or wishful thinking, or we believe it's not fully possible. So for the majority of us, we approach these levels of law of attraction, law of assumption, and visualization, meditation, all of these little tools. And what happens is we're not actually in the desire. We're not in the full embodiment of the desire. So what this happens is we are not in the frequency that we desire. So what we're actually looking for is a frequency. We're not looking for a physical thing. We're not even looking for a feeling necessarily. And this is where I can trigger a lot of people. We're not even looking for a feeling. What you're looking for is the frequency of the embodiment of having what you want. Feelings may arise, true, but what you're actually looking for is a vibration. And that vibration is energetic. And the energetic needs to be propelled by the desire. However, what normally occurs is we have a desire. I want money. So we say, I'm grateful and happy for money. And then we just kind of leave it at that. And so we think that, oh, well, it just didn't work. Obviously it didn't work. And we didn't actually do anything with the manifestation. We just lit a candle, like the Wiccans tell you, and we lit a candle, we set our intention, we waited with the new moon and the full moon, or the new moon. And we waited with the new moon, we set our intention, we just, well, obviously it just didn't work because I set the intention and I waited and it just didn't happen. But you're not creating supportive evidence of that intention. So the manifestation technique is this. We want to create a spider web of your desire. So you have your desire. Let's just use money because it's easy and simple for everyone to relate. But you could do this with anything. You could do this whatever you desire to manifest. So you have the desire. I'm grateful and happy for money. Now, what you're doing is you are the spider weaving the web. Now, you need to create beliefs that support that desire. So what I want you to do is, instead of visualizing and instead of feeling and forcing yourself to feel, and instead of being in this space of where you are trying to force a vibration, I want you to build off of that main desire and start creating beliefs that surround that desire. So I am grateful and happy for money. Okay, done. Now, what are the beliefs that support that desire? I'm grateful and happy I'll always feel supported. I'm grateful and happy that more money is always coming to me. I'm grateful that my income is always increasing. I feel abundance all around me. I notice that as abundance is present in my life, I can always depend on knowing that abundance is my birthright. I can understand that more and more money is occurring in my life because I'm focusing on the abundance of money. I know that I can always afford what I want. I know that there is always more than enough money for my needs and desires. I believe and trust that there is always more than enough money for my needs and desires. Okay, now build off of that. Now I want you to build off of those beliefs, So now what you're doing is you're creating a charge, and that momentum is going to increase because now you are coding in new beliefs. And you're not just doing it from a space of, I want this, I desire this, I'm grateful for this. And instead you're building on the beliefs into your identity. So what is naturally occurring from this is you are now in a different momentum than searching for limited beliefs, focusing on the lack, being in a space of overcoming, and instead you're starting to code in a new soul contract of beliefs. that are spider webbing the effect of the desire. And so we can do this with absolutely anything. And see, what is naturally occurring is instead of focusing on the work, instead of focusing on the action, instead of focusing on any of that crap, what we're doing is we're focusing on the beingness. Now, when we do the spiderweb effect, naturally we focus on the beingness. So now we are propelled into a vibrational standpoint of coding in those beliefs. So we're coding in those beliefs by focusing on what we actually want more and more and more and more. And so what we're doing is we're creating supportive evidence of that desire. Now we take that manifestation technique and we bring it one more step further. And now I want you to do is I want you to start to look for evidence of those beliefs. Instead of riding up against that, what do I need to heal? What do I need to do? What do I need to let go? Instead of looking at that, I want you to look at, well, where is there current evidence that abundance is all around me? Where is there current evidence that I have my needs met? Where is there current evidence of knowing that abundance is my birthright? Where is there current evidence that I can afford things? Where is there current evidence from where I am standing? So in other words, instead of looking at it from this lens of what do I need to heal, let go, instead you're building on the evidence of the new identity. And that new identity is being propelled forward by the spider effect because you're connecting a charge, and the charge will propel it forward. So I'd love to know how this exercise works for you. I would love to see your exercise. If you desire to share it with me, you can tag me on Instagram at theawakenedstate777. And most importantly, I would love to know how this changed your perspective and shifts your entire thought process of manifestation. You can drop that all below. I would love it if you would be in a space to share with me your current thoughts about manifestation and how you feel that manifestation can influence your life through focusing on a charge. Like, I want you to focus on what would it be like if I approached manifestation from a different lens where I'm actually focused more on belief building and building energetic momentum and energetic charge versus all of these tools and rituals and stuff, and instead look at it from this lens of how can I create supportive evidence? Because that's really what we want to focus on. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this manifestation tool. I can't wait to hear your thoughts about this below. I love hearing from you guys, so don't be afraid to reach out. All right, have a great week.